Hi, academic success in this online biology course often depends on your understanding of Blackboard and how to use it to your advantage. So one tip is to read your syllabus very carefully for information. So what are the important parts of your syllabus? It gives my contact information. It tells you the course objectives. It gives you information about Blackboard and what are the student and instructor expectations. But these last two are the most important. It tells you the grade summary. In other words, what are the points and what are the activities you must do to be successful in this class. And then the course schedule. This class is not self-paced. In other words, there are due dates. And I'll tell you right now, if you're not doing a weekly activity for this class and the lab, then you know that you're doing something wrong. So something is scheduled every week. And the schedule and the due dates are in your syllabus. The other thing, another important tip is to learn to navigate Blackboard so that you can navigate through this course. So to start off with, you sign in my.epcc.edu, and notice you can find Blackboard in two locations. You can find it up at the top of the screen, and you can also find it in the left-hand menu. Now, once you log into Blackboard, you need to use your username and your password. So what is your username? Your username is the first part of your email address. Now, when you log in, you're going to see this activity stream. And this activity stream, sometimes I used to bypass it, but there's some really important announcements. Announcements that could make your life easier and better in general. And there might be something about an announcement from my class. So read the announcements. Another important place to go to on Blackboard is the institutional page. And notice if you look on the left-hand side of the screenshot of Blackboard, you see that institutional page is right there up at the top. So what can you find there? You can contact Blackboard staff. You have access to online tutoring, self-help videos. This is a place that you can download a Respondus Lockdown browser, which you need for exams. There's also a link to Microsoft Word. You can download that for free from the EPCC website, to Hano events, contact to speaking with a librarian, and also getting a Blackboard app. So this is a very, very important page for support. Then you select courses to get to the courses that you're registered for each semester. So there you see an arrow for the course, and you select that, and you can see these are some of the courses that I'll be teaching. So you see 1106, two labs, and then you see biology 1107. So you click on any one of those to get into your course. Within the biology course, the left-hand menu again becomes very critical. And the way that I've designed it is it's divided up into different subsections. And these sections are typically all the time, course information, coursework, communication, course tools, and help links. And within each of these subsections, it's divided out into more information, as you can see on the right-hand side. So you need to practice, select, and become familiar with all the links on the left-hand menu. When I'm starting something, or I don't feel comfortable, or I think I'm going to make a mistake, I usually sort of hesitate and don't try to do things. But the truth is, I've put two arrows here. You can always use the return arrow in the upper left-hand corner of your screen to get back to where you started. And then you see this ribbon at the top of the page in white where the second blue arrow is facing down. And those are like cookie crumbs. You can click on those and it'll take you a step back and a step back. So you have two ways of getting back to where you started. So don't worry click around and become familiar with the Blackboard course. Now, how is it that you can stay on track? Well, there's actually 3 ways, but I've put 2 of the 3 up here. So weekly announcements in the syllabus schedule will help you stay on track. And the third one is the course calendar. And you can see that in the communication subsection. So let's take a look at this. Every week I'm going to send you an announcement, and I'm going to send it on Sunday at 10 a.m. and it's going to tell you what you need to submit for the week. It's like a naggy reminder. And then if you look in your syllabus, the very last page gives you a schedule of activities for this course. And so here's an example, and here you see all of the due dates. If I were you, I'd make a hard copy of the syllabus schedule and I'd pin it up somewhere around where you have your computer, and make sure that you read your announcements on a weekly basis. Again, I send them every Sunday so you know what to do for the week. I want you to begin with Start Here, and as a matter of fact, that's where this video is located, in Start Here. In addition to some videos, there's an agreement close by, a syllabus quiz that you can take for extra credit also, and then you have to submit an introduction. And that short introduction is something written about you. So it's something written if it's in lecture class, or it's a video if you're in lab class. Course information. So under that first subheading, what are you going to usually find? You're going to find something about the syllabi. There's 2, mine and the official one from the college. You'll learn something about other groups within the college, like service learning. So there's some other links, and then of course having access to your grades as you start completing activities. Under coursework, this is where all of the graded items will be located. So this is really important. So it contains presentation files, videos, but it also contains your Pearson link for homework and quizzes. And this is also the link for where you will take your lecture exams or for this class. So all graded activities are found within this section. So let me tell you a little bit about Pearson Mastering. First of all, you already know that it requires a code and it needs to be purchased. It can come with your book, or you can purchase it separately. Now, you can take several days to complete your homework. You can stop and then log out and then log back in and pick up where you left off. You can do this as many times as you want up until the due date. And all of the homework assignments are open at the very beginning of the semester. So you can work on them until they're due, and you can log in and log out. Every time you use a hint to answer a question, it will slightly lower your grade. So the ideal situation is that you've read your chapter first, and then you've started to do the homework, and hopefully you won't rely on the hints. Then you're going to have to do quizzes in many times. Now for some classes I don't have quizzes, but for most of them I do. Quizzes are a little bit different than homework. They're usually timed. They're about 10 minutes long or 15 minutes long. And once you start, you've got to finish. So once you start a quiz, you have to commit to finishing it. Now, can you look up the answers while you're taking a quiz? Sure you can, but remember it's timed. So you should know your material before you decide to take a quiz, because you won't have the time to actually do it. Now, I'll recommend this. I hope that you will go to the study area in Pearson Mastering, and there you can take practice tests, and you can take a whole bunch of them. There's a huge library of exam questions, and they usually do 20 questions at a time for each chapter. I would do that first before taking the quiz online, and that way you can maximize your quiz grade in Pearson. Which brings me to one last point before I turn on to the next page, is you want to optimize your homework and quiz grades because every point counts. Biology is not an easy course for most cases, whether it's for science majors or non-science majors. So please try to do your best because every single point counts. Now I'd like to talk about exams. For the exams, you need Respondus Lockdown Browser. So if you're taking a science majors class, you need Respondus Lockdown Browser with a monitor, and that also means you need a computer that has a camera. And then if you're a non-science majors class, you do not need the monitor. So it's just the Lockdown Browser. But you definitely need it, and this is the icon that you're going to download to your desktop. And when you do that, then when it's test day, or when you decide to take your test within a window of time, instead of clicking on Google or Firefox, you click on this icon to get to Blackboard. So what does it do? It locks you from using internet resources for taking the test. Now, if you have a monitor, then the monitor you cannot use materials around you, and so I need to see your face just like you're seeing my face right now, sort of like a cameo view of your face while you're taking the exam, and the monitor is tracking your eyes where they're tracking. So if I see that you're looking elsewhere, I will call you and I will tell you I will not accept your grade. So the monitor is there to make sure that you are not using any resources other than your mind, that you've prepared and studied and you have no resources other than that. Now, for non-science majors, you are able to use your book and there will be no monitor. The Blackboard institutional page will give you the guidebook for the Lockdown Browser, and it will also give you the link for the download, but I too have provided it within the Blackboard class. Okay, so why am I spending so much time on this is because assessments are important. The lecture exams are 60% of your total grade, and there is a time limit on them. It's typically 90 minutes. And again, remember, you need Respondus Lockdown Browser with or without a monitor depending on the type class you take. So how can you maximize your grade in this class? Be prepared. Read each chapter at least 3 times. Do all of the online activities. Complete your reviews and do it in great detail. And also make sure that you go to the study area. Unfortunately, my face is covering that last part, but go to the study area and click on the practice test to do as well as you can. Go to the back of each of the chapters in your book. They have multiple choice questions. Test yourself to see how well you know the material. Now, if there's issues with test taking, please communicate with me. There's several ways of communicating with phone, messages, emails, or we can schedule a virtual meeting. And if you have a technical issue, stay calm. The important thing is to take a screenshot and make sure that you have evidence of trying to communicate with me as soon as possible. That always makes the conversation a lot more pleasant. Remember, these are the ways that you can contact me. So the best of luck. Thank you so much. And I hope you can learn and understand the courses that I've set up. And if not, you know that you can communicate with me. Thank you.